Hey everyone, welcome back. I have with me my returning guest, Jackie Miller. She is a high conflict divorce coach. She is a speaker, author, and she has a book out now called Winning: Rewiring Your Brain and Reclaiming Your Life After Toxic Love. And
Yep.
she's also the host of the podcast Out of Crazy Town. She blends neuroscience, psychology, and practical strategy to help people break free from toxic relationship dynamics, reclaim their power, and rebuild a life that feels peaceful, purposeful, and free.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen, sister. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's really what it is, right? It's like when we leave the toxic relationship. So I often say, right, it's like we legally divorce, we, financially divorce, we physically move, like all the things. And then somehow the relationship dynamics follow us because we don't necessarily emotionally divorce or
Yeah.
think in this, it's like your nervous system hasn't
Tether.
extricated from
Yeah.
this person. Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And
That's
then we're not
exactly right.
free.
And then we're not free. And then if you have somebody who's got this interest in keeping you there,
Mhm.
I mean, you're supposed to move on and someone's actively, constantly trying to trigger you to keep you emotionally entangled. So it's like
Right.
you're just over here trying to heal and move on. And someone just keeps coming after you emotionally, and they are very strategic about
Oh,
it.
yeah. Like it's their job.
It is, they really feel that it is their job to
Yes.
keep you emotionally hooked forever.
Yes. Yes. And so what's that like? What's that about on our end, right? Like what is going like we're just trying to move on and
Yeah,
heal, or I think sometimes we we're just trying to move on and heal, but we actually think that the divorce will be the end of it,
yeah,
and that like we're actually not actively trying to move on and heal. We just sort of were like, well, I'm divorced, like let's move on,
assume. Yeah,
right? And there's
exactly.
actually work to be done there, especially when you're dealing with somebody who is toxic.
Yeah, yep. There is work to be done. And I think that it's a little bit of a bummer. I call it the divorce hangover because the divorce is final, or you move out and you kind of consider yourself divorced. And then you're like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Right.
why am I waking up still angry? I can't stop thinking about what they do. Or I call them the three hooks: the need for closure, the need to prove yourself, the need for justice.
Oh
And
yeah.
you want to see one or all of those three things, and they're not happening, and you're not getting it. And you feel like you can't move on until you get those. And it's like, a kind of a bummer to realize, like you said, oh, I must have a lot of work to do. I
Yeah.
guess just, extracting myself from this person wasn't just the magic pill that took
Right.
care of everything. But what I want people to know is there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. And very often the reason we're still in rumination or angry or experiencing the divorce hangover, or, a relationship is over hangover, is that there was a biology change. We were changed. Our nervous system was changed while
Yes.
we were in this relationship. We were walking around on eggshells. I don't care if it was just for months or years. And your nervous system is there to protect you. And when the threat doesn't go away immediately, and even if that threat is just negative, demeaning comments, the death by
Mm.
a thousand paper cuts,
Yeah.
that still puts your nervous system on high alert
Yeah.
for an extended period of time. We're not supposed to be on alert for extended periods of
Right.
time.
Right.
So your body has to start making changes to accommodate that. Our bodies are magnificent, beautiful things, and they adjust to our environments. But what happens is when we are exposed to these chronic environments, and things like hormones like cortisol are constantly circulating,
Yeah.
which are there again to put us into fight or flight when we need to get away from a bad situation quickly. But when we're there for extended periods, our brains actually change shape as well. Your amygdala, which is your alarm center, right, starts to swell. Well, now you have more of it and it starts
Right.
taking over and it tells your prefrontal cortex, the executive functioning part of your brain, the part that helps you think rationally, hey, stand down, I got this. We're still on alert
Go to
mode.
sleep. Go to
Go to
sleep. Go to
sleep,
sleep.
go to bed, go to bed. You're off, you're off.
Right.
Take five, no, take 20, no, take. And so when you're wondering, like, why do I feel like I can't even make a rational decision? There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah,
Your
you
body
actually
made
can't.
some changes. You actually can't. And then even the hippocampus shrinks, which is your emotional regulator. Jesus Christ, no wonder you can't calm down and stop ruminating. Your brain is literally biologically changed after, being exposed for lengthy periods
Yeah.
to these situations that were not healthy for us.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. And all this stuff is happening in our brain. It's all happening in our nervous system. It's not conscious, right?
Mm-mm.
And so many of us don't even know that that has been that we don't know that that's what happened, right?
Why would you?
Right.
Yeah. Why would you
Right.
understand that? Why would you know that until you had
Right.
to?
Right, exactly. Until you studied it and was like, "Oh,
Yes.
that's what's happening here."
Yes. Yes.
Oh, which is, and it's exhausting because when you've been living in this level of toxicity for as long as we have, it's like not only does this thing, our brain change when every single time there is this experience or feedback or whatever, right? We go into this loop, there's the feedback loop. Our brain goes, "Oh, I know this." Like, right?
Hmm.
Because our brain actually does know this. We've been living
It
this for
does.
20 years, 25 years,
Yes.
30 years, whatever, right? So it's not just that our brain goes into this mode, it goes into a very familiar mode. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know how to do this," right? Except now we don't want this anymore. We
Right.
we worked really hard to get the fuck out of this.
Yes. Just make it stop.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't fair.
Right.
Like I just want it to stop. I want to stop thinking about it. I want to stop. And I have women tell me that all the time. Just please make it stop.
Just
And
make
when I wrote the book Winning, and I don't want to scare people away. It's not super sciencey. It's just explaining to you again that nothing's wrong with you, and just some, top level like what happened to you. And I kind of liken it to this. I give suggestions in the book to things that you do to make it stop. But it's not just enough to know that, that our nervous systems, we're trying to protect us and then you try to move on. Like you said, that's not enough. It's kind of like when you go to the doctor. If you have two patients, they both have sinus infections, they go to two different doctors. One doctor says, here, go home, take these pills 3 times a day, you'll feel better. The other one goes, I'm going to give you these pills. You have an infection. So you have bugs, right? Growing in your sinuses. You're going to take it 3 times a day because you need to keep constant levels in your system. And what it's going to kill the bugs, you have to take it the entire 10 days. First of all, you're not going to feel better after the first 3 days because you just won't feel the effects yet. Then you're going to start to feel better, but you can't stop because then it will have only killed off the weaker bugs. And if you stop before you're done, my point is, when
Yes.
you
Yes.
understand why you're doing something and how it works,
Yes.
the person who got that talk is going to take all of their meds. The
That's
other
right.
one might take them for 3 days and go, this didn't do anything.
Right. Or, "Oh, I feel better now, so I guess I don't have to." Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I
yeah.
am that person. I need to know everything. I need to know when I'm at the doctor. I want to know what they're doing to me. I had a god awful biopsy on my boob a week
Oh,
before my wedding.
oh, I'm sorry.
They were like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I just want to get it over with."
Just, yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, "Just bruise the outside so that the
yes.
inside does." Everything's
Oh,
fine. Everything's fine.
okay, okay, good, good.
But I'm like in this contraption. I've never had a biopsy on my breast before. I'm in this contraption. I'm lying down. My boob is through a thing. They're like, "Do you?" And they asked me. They said, "Are you the kind of person who wants to know
I love
what
that.
we're doing,
Yeah,
or are you the
yeah,
kind of person who does not want to hear a thing?" And I was like,
yep,
"I want you to tell me every step of the way what's happening. I want to know, like, you're going to hear this, you're going to feel this. This is what we're doing now." And they just talked me through everything. And I am that person. I have to
yeah,
know. I want to know what's happening.
right.
Because then
Absolutely.
maybe I feel like there's like a semblance of control, or I feel like I'm like prepared for,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
exactly. So, and that is why, we hear about breathing and how good it is for us and going out in nature and journaling. And
Mm,
that's awesome. But here's the thing, all of those things really, 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 really do help you.
hmm.
And doing all of them and trying all of them and figuring out the ones that work for you are super important. But I want you to understand why, so
Why?
you keep doing it, so you
That's
keep
right.
taking your antibiotics.
That's right.
So
Yes.
when you can't sleep because you're ruminating, going outside and going for walks in nature, like first of all, the chronic stress, it compromises our immune systems. And then lots of times, and by the way, I'm a big fan of laying on the couch for 2 days straight if you need to. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But go outside and take a quick walk, because when you go outside and your body and your eyeballs actually get to see what time of day it is, even when it's cloudy, there are special cells in our eyes that receive the photons of light, and they help us decide what time of day it is so that when night comes, we can sleep. Is it a magic sleep fix? No. Is it going to help? 100%. Did you know that trees give off chemicals that activate your natural killer cells that are lymphocytes that fight tumors and fight viruses? Like, we are made to be out in nature. So I'm not just saying go for a walk because it's a blah, blah, fluffy thing to say.
Right.
Like, I want people to understand, and all these little activities stack them, help every single thing you're doing. So if you're like, I got off the couch and just went for a walk today and that's all I did, and you're shaming yourself. No, girl, you went for a walk and all these amazing things happened to your body that were so good for you. So I
Yeah.
want people to keep taking their antibiotic, and I want them to understand why. That
I
all
love
these
that.
seems, they're easy. Pardon me, I'm going to say this wrong. They're simple, but they're not
That's
easy.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. And I really do love that, Jackie. You know, a few years ago, 10 years ago or something, we started talking about how, like, you have to do a gratitude list if you want to, like, be happy, like there is a happiness formula, right?
Yeah.
A gratitude list is one of those things, right? Um, and I was always like, I need to know why. You need to tell me
Yes.
why, or
I
I
need
will
to
not
know.
do it. And
Yes.
because, like, I'm like, prove it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, writing down things I'm grateful for. Why? And then I learned the neuroscience behind it,
Yeah.
being that, like, you're training your brain to be looking for positive things, right? At first, I'm
Yeah.
thinking back on my day, going, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. Okay, I'm grateful for these five things, right?
Hmm.
Eventually your brain starts seeking those things throughout the day because you're like, oh, I
Hmm.
gotta write, oh, I'm gonna write that down when this happened. I'm gonna write that down, right? Or
Yes.
you start noticing, oh, that happened. Oh, that happened. Oh, I can write that down. And then your brain starts seeking. So now we're looking for positive things. And the negative things that might have been dominating our thoughts are starting to take a back seat. It's not that they're not happening or we don't notice them, but because we're training our brain to be noticing the positive throughout the day,
Hmm.
it increases our levels of happiness, right? Now, that's a way more compelling
Thank
thing
you.
than just like write down three things you're grateful for before bed every day.
Kate, thank you so much. So you just totally sold my book for me, because that's why I'm like, this is what people need to understand. Like,
Yes.
and just to backtrack a little, the reason I named it winning is
Mhm.
so often as we're either trying to extract ourselves from these relationships, or God forbid, you're in the family court system and you're fighting financial and custody battles, it always feels like you're fucking winning, because they're willing to lie. They're willing to, manipulate. They're willing to do all these things that just
Yes.
aren't us. And they've successfully turned the neighbor against us, and our kids came home and started back talking us, and they never used to. And there's all these little things where, like, they're winning, they're always winning. And
Yep.
I'm like, it hit me one day when I was going through it, and I thought, I can't live like this anymore.
That's right.
Like this, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm like,
Yes.
he is winning,
He's winning.
because I'm hijacked all the time. I left. I'm not under the same roof anymore. And he still freaking has me.
Hmm.
And I thought, no more. One day I was like, no more. And then I am a big sciencey person, which is why I had to
Yeah, I love
write
it.
this aspect of the book. I
Yeah.
went and researched it, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And all the things I talked about with the brain. But yes, all these things that we do with the gratitude, there is a science behind it. You know, the walking, the journaling, the breathing, all the
Yes.
things that I explain that give you the knowledge to do it. And, you know, I love how you pointed out, like you write down the gratitude, then your brain does this, then it starts noticing it. And it's a little bit of a gradual
Right.
process.
Hmm.
Thank you for saying that because it's like if you want washboard abs, you go to the gym, you do 30 sit-ups, you don't notice anything. You go the next day, you do 30, you don't notice anything. You go day three, you do 40. You feel it, but you still probably don't see anything. You know, though, when you feel that the fibers are tearing and you're sore, you're making biological changes in your body.
Right.
I'm here to just promise you that because your
Right.
brain may not be sore, or it might.
Right. Right.
The writing day three of the gratitude, changes are happening.
Yeah, that's right.
Changes are happening.
That's right. You don't feel it. You don't, or you don't
Mhm.
see it. You don't feel it yet. But like
Yes.
the layering, I always talk about neural pathways as
Yes.
if they are, it's like a fibers of a rope, right? It's like you lay one A to B,
Hmm.
right? It's weak. It's like
Hmm.
it's just like a flimsy fiber. But you lay A to B, A to B, A to B every single day
Hmm.
over and over and over. Eventually, you have a very thick, strong connection. Because
Yes.
that rope is that very strong, thick, sturdy rope is made up of lots and lots of tiny little fibers. And you
Yes.
have done the
Yes.
work to lay each of those fibers, right? Now, as you said, like we don't feel that in our brain necessarily,
Right. Right.
but it is one of those things where you look back and you go, "Oh shit, I don't do that thing anymore."
Oh,
Or, right,
yes.
in 6 months, we look back and
Or
we
that
go,
thing didn't trigger me like it used to. Or, I mean, I love stories from people, and people always ask me my personal, I'll tell you the story. Right after my divorce, the new girlfriend, of course, was brought on board immediately
"Of
to
course, right
be
away,
subbed in as
right
mom.
away." Yes,
And
always, guys, always. He will always
always,
repartner right away because
always,
they cannot function without us.
no. And so I walk in my daughter's volleyball game in the gym, and they're there. And I'm like, I'm good. I got this. I'm good. 10 steps in, I notice my heart rate's coming up, and I'm like, I'm okay. I'm like, it's no big deal, no big deal. 20 steps in, I'm like, oh, here goes. Here comes the sweat. This elephant sitting on my chest. I get closer to the bleachers where they're sitting, and I'm like, I have to hide a full-blown panic attack right now. And I'm like, God damn it. I
Fuck.
thought I was okay. My body was like, no, you're not. We noticed the threat. We see it. Ha ha ha. Nope, you're not getting out of this one. You are going to have a panic attack.
Oh God.
So I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm meditating. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. And I'll never forget walking into a volleyball, gym months and months later. And then they're sitting there and I sat down. It was kind of cute. I wasn't thinking about it. I was talking to a friend and all of a sudden I went, I'm fine.
I'm
Oh
okay.
my God. Oh my God, I'm fine. But that's what I want
Yeah,
people to know. Don't stop. Don't
that's
stop.
right.
Do all the things. Do the meditation, take the walks, read the books. I'm always like, listen to positive podcasts. Don't leave your brain unattended. It's my
Yeah.
favorite saying. Do not leave your brain unattended if you're not in a good place. Start putting on the music, putting on the positive
Right.
podcast, go for a walk, go cuddle your
Yes.
dog, do all the
Yes.
things. Working.
Absolute. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. And it will, like it does work. It doesn't feel like it's working. It
Yeah.
really doesn't. And it's one of my favorite things. I'm sure you've experienced this too with clients where where will see it sometimes before they will, and they'll be like, and we'll be like, "Have you noticed that you
Yes.
are, when we talked about this very same subject a month ago, 2 months ago, you were a hot mess, and right now you are
Mhm.
just like, you're fine,
Do
you
you
know?"
remember when you called me because he filed an RFO to blah, blah, blah? And yeah, you were absolutely a wreck, understandably. And you just told me he filed another one, and we're just talking like it's a Tuesday and we're having tea. And I'm
Right.
like, that's a big change. That's a difference.
Big
You're
change.
absolutely right. And it just, I want people to know that because it so often feels like you're not climbing out of the hole, like you're
Yes.
not getting anywhere. And I need you to know that you are, and you're
Yes.
not alone. And again, you're not broken. Your body did what it was supposed to do. Thank you, body. I don't need you to do it anymore. But thank you, which is another thing I love to do, Kate.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of talking to yourself out loud.
Oh, good. I love
And
it.
I try to practice what you preach. You guys, I'm telling you, this is a hack. Do it in your car if you have to. We're alone in our cars a lot. So the other day I had to practice what I preach. I was having a little anxiety, wasn't sure why. I was in the backyard holding my coffee and letting my dog go to the bathroom. And so I thought, okay, Jackie, do your thing. And I was like, I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm not really sure why. I put my hand on my chest. I'm like, I feel it right here. Said all this out loud. I'm like, okay, what are the things it could be? And I started talking through, and then I got to like the third thing. And it was some email I got that, and I'm like, oh, that's it. That
Mm,
email upset me more than I thought. And I told
mm.
myself out loud, Jackie, you're fine. No one's dying. You're not sick. People get these emails sometimes. You're not perfect. You screwed something up, whatever it was. I don't
Yeah.
remember. But when you talk to yourself out loud, it sort of removes you from the problem. It lets you
Yes.
sort of look at it from the
Yeah.
outside. It
Yes, I
is
love
like
that.
talking to a
Hmm.
friend, but it's in
Hmm.
your own voice.
Yeah.
You name it so that you can tame it and talk through it. And again, all these wonderful biological things, happen that I can't even fully explain, but just
Yeah.
another tool to use to help us regulate our systems.
I love that. Hey, quick interruption to bring you a special news bulletin. So, in case you're not on my email list, I just wanted to make sure that you have heard that the Unbreakable Retreat is officially open for registration. This will be my third time hosting this retreat, and I am so excited to bring it back once again to Sedona, Arizona, this September 10th through 13th. So, Unbreakable is my retreat for women navigating divorce, healing from painful or high conflict relationships, and wanting time away from the noise of divorce and all of the things to reconnect with themselves in a deeply supportive and intimate setting. We will be at the Ancient Springs Retreat Center, which is a private, fully secluded retreat center, which means we are the only ones there, except for our private chefs and our hosts. So we have private chefs that create the most incredible meals for us. Beautiful surroundings. There are animals on the property. If you like horses and goats and dogs and cats and God knows what else, they're everywhere. And it's the kind of sisterhood that can be truly life-changing in an environment in this sacred, beautiful land. So learn more, read about it, and register at kateanthony.com/unbreakable. It is truly a life-changing event. I will tell you that some of the participants who have already registered are people who have been in the past, and as soon as it opened up, they were there again. So if that doesn't tell you something, um, I don't know what else will. Other than everything else that's on the website, kateanthony.com/unbreakable. Check it out. And now back to our episode. I love I love talking and talking to ourselves, talking out loud. I like the idea of like you are taking yourself, it gives you objectivity, right? It's
Objectivity. Thank you.
yes, there's space there.
There is space.
Which I really, really, really like. Yeah, and I thank you for also bringing up that like, yeah, we're the coaches, but we're living this. Like
Yeah.
we're living this all the time in various ways and whatever, my ex was being a tool recent, I don't know how long ago, but a couple months ago, like a
Hmm.
serious big time tool. And sometimes
Mm,
I still get so mad.
yeah.
And we have a pretty good relationship, all things. I mean, he was at my wedding. We have a
Right.
pretty
Okay.
good
Right
relationship. I have the best picture of him and my husband right now, which is just like the funniest thing. But anyway, um, but like I do, man, that man can trigger the fuck out
on.
of me
Hmm.
still,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
I still have to go through my process of like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
like this
And
isn't
thank you
yours.
for mentioning that because we can't completely get rid of triggers. Like our body,
No,
and you don't want to. I mean, that trigger that you experience is the same one that's going to have you slam on the brakes when someone swerves into the lane on
right,
the freeway.
right.
So we don't want to stop our nervous systems, but it's really important to know that you can build tools to, work around them, work over them, work through them. But again, there's nothing wrong with you. Thank you, body. Thank you, amazing body that's so smart and nervous system that's so smart that it just is trying to perceive threats and protect you. But it's good to know the difference between my ex-husband's being a tool and someone almost hit me on the freeway, you know?
Yes, exactly. And when we learn these things, then we can say, like you said, with your coffee in the garden, you're like, nobody's dying.
Hmm.
Right? Because our brains don't and bodies maybe don't know the difference actually,
Right,
right? Our
right.
nervous system doesn't know the difference, but our brain does. And so
It
once
does.
we've identified it, then we can say to ourselves and to our bodies and our nervous system, "Hey, hey, you're safe. You're
You're safe.
good. You're
You're good.
good."
It's going to
Right?
be okay.
And there's reparenting there.
Oh,
There's kindness as opposed to like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Which is
yeah.
where most of us go to
Exactly.
begin.
Like I'm not over this yet. Like the
What the
shaming and the
fuck?
blaming and the frustration. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe this is still triggering me.
That's
And
right.
same thing. My ex, I just had to sit next to him at another volleyball game recently, and it bothered me way less. But there was a couple things that happened. Like someone's like, why is she wearing a volleyball mom sweatshirt? She's not the mom. You don't even wear that, and stuff like that where you're like, oh my God.
Oh shit.
But you will get to a point where that trigger time, that reaction time, you shorten it and shorten it and shorten it and shorten it. And then I can go from, are you effing kidding me to, oh, this is actually kind of funny,
Right.
and,
Yes.
and
Right.
depending on the
You
situation,
can
but
roll your eyes and be like, "Oh, for God's sake."
you
Like,
can roll your
really?
eyes. You can roll your eyes.
Really?
And I want to take this one step further from that. The
Mm.
one thing that I am so flippin' passionate about, Kate, is what I call remembering your future.
Mm.
You mentioned this already. Our brains are record keeping, artifacts. All they do is keep track of everything that's
It's
ever happened in our
right.
lives.
Yes.
And our reactions are based on that. Our decisions are based on everything's based on that. If you don't stop and think about what you want your future to look like, your brain has no map to where it's
Mm.
going.
Yeah.
And it's just the thing is when we are hijacked and someone wants to keep us spiraling because that's the way they keep us emotionally hooked and we get to continue to be a supply for them, we don't take time out of our day to stop and think about what do I want my future to look like? What do I?
Right.
But if you
Right.
don't, your brain has no map where to go. It's kind of like the gratitude starting to look for positive things in your life. It's the same thing with your future. If you stop and you write it down in your journal, people will tell me, like, I have been journaling about all the things that have been happening. I'm like, awesome. Now I want to add something to that. Every other day, you're going to journal about what's been happening. That's great. Not telling you not to. And then the next day, you're going to journal about what your perfect day is, what you want your life to look like. And you're going to do that every other day. And then you're going to start seeing opportunities in your life that will open up that match those goals.
Right.
And what happened was, and you said this, how this came to be was as I was working with clients, I started noticing the ones that would spend time doing that or started maybe on the path to the different career. Not that you have to do that, but you know what I'm saying? They
Mhm. Sure.
started looking at forward
Yeah.
thinking things.
Uh-huh.
Their cases started to seem to go better, Kate. They started to be a little bit more resilient. It was this really fascinating phenomenon. And it would
Mm.
happen again and again. And I'm like, there is something to this. My clients that are spending time focusing on their futures are having better outcomes than the
Yep.
ones that never think about it. So then I researched it. Guess what? I find all these research studies that everything from young kids in their adolescence that were maltreated to university students who were working really hard. And when they spent time writing down, focusing on their futures, what they wanted to be, grow,
Yes.
whatever, they
Right.
tracked these people into adulthood and they had much better
They
outcomes.
did.
And come
Yes.
to find out, psychologists call it future orientation. I was like a super simple statement, but it's a thing. And I was
It
like,
is a
okay,
thing.
I
Yep.
have to start having all of my clients make sure they spend time focusing on their future.
And it's not just like it's not so I think that one of the things that we can one of the I think the weird outcomes of this kind of research was affirmations,
Mm. Yep.
right? And saying like because I have a bullshit meter in my brain that's
Ah,
like I'm not going to stand in front of the mirror giving affirmations, being like, my divorce is amicable, my divorce is
Right?
friendly,
No,
everything is, we co-parent blissfully. Like, fuck, fuck that. Fuck no, bullshit,
you
bullshit,
can't lie.
bullshit. Right? You can't lie
No.
in your affirmations. And it's not just, writing out these what you want your future to look like isn't just about like I want my divorce to go X, Y, and Z. It's about
Right.
because the other person, there is another person in the equation that you can't
Hmm.
control,
You can't control.
right? And so it's not about that. It's about like what do I want to create for myself,
Hmm.
right? I don't want to be emotionally hooked, right? I
Hmm.
want I want, the future I envision for myself is emotional freedom,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The future I envision for myself is me having a life that is so far beyond this thing that is creating chaos in my brain every day,
Yeah.
right? So it's not the bullshit, right? It's like
No.
it's actually what do I want to create for me?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And so when I say, I'll say, describe your perfect day. And so it is, you wake up with no anxiety. You
Right.
get your coffee and you have a moment to yourself in the morning. Your dog, is sitting on your lap. Then you call your kids and have a great conversation. Like it's
Yep.
not this big elaborate scheme. It is just the peace
Yes.
that you're going to have in your future and taking a moment to envision that. Now, and then I say it's the visualization. So what pajamas are you wearing? What kind of coffee do you make in the morning? What kind of coffee maker do you use? What's the fabric on the chair you're sitting in? Like, and you start really getting into it. And then that's where you start to feel it because the emotion might not come at first because you haven't built the thread yet, fiber that you talked about.
Right.
It's a brand new fiber the first time you do it, so it's not very strong. The next time you do it, you another one, and again and again and again. And
Right.
before you know it, this vision of your future is so freaking real. It's now a memory of your future. And you get
Uh,
to remember your future
yeah.
like that because you can recall it at any time.
Ah, so good.
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah.
good. There's so much of this regulate. I mean, we really are when we come out of a toxic marriage. Over time, our nervous system was hijacked, but it
Hmm.
happened slowly over time, right? We
Yeah.
didn't notice it. We
Right.
didn't notice the backtracking, the backsliding, the negativity, the
Hmm.
the whatever it was, the loss of self.
Yeah.
And it happens slowly over time. And so it will take that slow rebuilding, but it
Hmm.
has to be intentional, right? Like
Yeah.
this is something that happened to us, and now we get to take it back slowly, right?
Right.
30 sit-ups a
Right.
day at a time.
Yep.
Right.
Maybe 10. Sorry,
Wait,
30 might be a
I mean,
lot.
third, I was like, oh, like, okay, Jackie.
10.
Because after
My
that first
daughter
day, I
just
don't
made
think the
me do
second day I'm going to be back at the gym doing another 30. I'm just
10.
saying.
So sorry, 10. 5. 5's good.
Whatever, man. You do you.
Your daughter who's a fitness instructor. It's not my fault.
Listen,
It's not my
I
fault.
work out, but no, I can do
Oh,
it.
that's so
I can
good.
totally do it.
It's so good. You can. You can. You can. You got
I
this.
can do it. I can do it. So that's like the intentionality is important, right? Is a
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
important piece of this in
It
order to
really
take
is.
back your life, in order to win,
In
right?
order to win.
To
Yes.
win. Yes.
Because, like you said, there's this person out there that we can't control. And that's my whole point. We want
Yes.
your life to now have nothing to, even if you're stuck in custody battles and financial battles, I want you to win by realizing that all the control resides within you.
Mm-hmm.
And there are
That's right.
these simple, but I get it, not easy all the time, tools that you can do, and they matter and they are working. And this is where your freedom lies. This is how you win. It's when we stop playing their game. And I know you're famous for saying drop the rope.
Mm,
It's finding those moments we can drop the rope
yeah,
because
that's
us
right.
being engaged is exactly their goal. And so looking for any opportunity to disengage, to just have some kind of separation, that is where your power is. And that is where you get to take moments for yourself Focus on you and your future. It has nothing to do with them. That's the whole point. Yeah,
Yes. Yes. I love that. Let me ask you one question about that
sure.
because I can hear, and I know you can too, I can hear my clients or my listeners who are like, yeah, but he
Hmm.
just won't stop.
Yeah.
He's relentless. Right? What do you say to them?
Yeah. First of all, I just acknowledgement is the first step, or awareness is the first
Yeah.
step to any kind of change.
Yes.
Make the attempt to be aware that that's the game.
Mm.
That's the game. The relentless, the not stopping is the game. So come with me on this journey and just try to commit to being aware that the relentlessness is the game. And the other thing I'll say is when I start to coach clients as well through trying to disengage, through really picking and choosing what response, things need a response through if can you send a thumbs up instead of a full sentence?
Hmm.
Like
Right.
the
Yes.
least amount of engagement
Yeah.
possible. And then we kind of have to brace for impact because they know what you're trying to do. Like they've got that instinct that you're trying to disengage.
Oh,
And
right.
so
That's
we're,
right.
they're probably going to escalate for a little bit as they throw their tantrum when you try
That's
to
right.
disengage.
Of course.
But I really think it's important to understand that that's the game being played is keeping you engaged. And then you take these small steps. I understand it's not easy to disengage. You do your research, work with your coach, talk with your friends, do whatever it takes to just minimize the entanglement with them because in the relationship, we were in this dance that they got us in, right? Or the conditioning to
Hmm.
respond, explain yourself, right? The Darbo, reverse the victim and offender, the circle talking, the whatever.
Uh-huh.
And we constantly were finding ourselves explaining, and they want to keep that going post
Right.
divorce or post separation.
Yeah.
But now they have to usually pick up different tools. So since you're not under the same roof, and that's post-separation abuse, right? They're going to
Yep.
send these elaborate texts now. They're going to use their attorney. They're going to, send the emails, use the kids. So you just need to see that they're trying to change the tools in the game so they can keep you engaged. And now we just have to be really mindful of every moment we can steal back from ourselves. To not engage from them. And I know it's baby steps, it's
Yeah.
chipping away at this. You will get better and better at it. And then in the meantime, you're going to go do your other things that are building those little fiber threads so
Yeah.
that you will feel less of the reaction when they send the
Mm-hmm.
emails and the texts. You
Yes.
are stacking those little wins of those things you're doing every day. You're breathing, you're going for the walk, and you're building up your reserves and your resilience while you're minimizing the disengagement with them. And so you're working on two fronts. It is a chip away mentality. I do get that, but you guys, it does make a difference. And I don't want you to quit. You're getting there. You're getting somewhere, I promise.
I love it. And it's so true. I mean, it really is. And you're going to fuck it up and you're going to
Yeah.
suddenly engage again. And then you're going
Oh,
to be
yeah.
like, God damn it. I engage. Just be gentle with yourself.
Yes, be gentle.
Be
And I will
gentle
tell you
with
really
yourself.
quickly, I did a great job for like 4 years with my ex, and I didn't fall for the crowd. And like he didn't stop trying. He didn't stop trying.
That's
And
very
then
impressive, Jackie.
one day, well, I kept trying to practice what I preach. And then one day he sends this text. It was something to do with my daughter's college that was absolutely infuriating. And I lost it. I did everything I begged people not to do.
Sure.
I sent the 5-page text. I told him every single thing he's ever done and why he's a dirtbag, well, all the things. And I send it, and he sends back like 5 clown faces.
Oh,
And I'm like, he fucking got me. Like, this is why it's not worth it, you guys. And I'm like, I fell for it. He finally got me. It took him 4 years and he got me.
and he knew it.
And
And he knew
he
it.
knew it.
He'd
He
been
knew it.
waiting. He'd been sitting on that
He,
clown emoji
he,
for 4 years.
laid in bed at night thinking, what will be the response that just get, and I was like, see, this is, I learned again. Okay. So you're going to screw up sometimes. Like you said, Kate, it's okay. Don't shame yourself. Don't get bad. We all do it.
Clown
We
emoji.
all they're really good, but that's how badly they want to engage you.
I
I
just
mean,
want, like, I just, at that point, I think I would have just sent back like a crying, laughing emoji.
I
Like,
did.
yep,
I did.
did you?
That's what I said. I sent the crying laughing emoji. High five.
Like,
Yep.
yep, you got me. You got me. All
You
right.
got me. That's exactly. Okay, that's brilliant. That's
Oh
exactly
my
what I
God, that's
said.
so funny. That's
Oh
so
God.
funny. The clown
So,
I will never forget that. I love that so much.
oh, isn't
Oh
it
my
good?
God. He was like, "Ha
So,
ha, gotcha."
gotcha. I mean, literally, like, can you imagine? Gotcha.
Dick.
It just, and then I was so mad that I responded, but you can't beat yourself up. It
No,
happens,
you
but you guys,
can't. You can't.
and thank
Yes.
God I'd done a lot of the work. So my trigger, yeah, I did spiral for a while because I was so mad he got me. But
Yeah. Yeah. But
I
you
had
still
my
had a
tools
sense of humor
ready.
about it, right?
Had a sense
Like,
of humor about it. Yeah, was able
mm-hmm.
to pick up my self-defense weapons, my journaling, my walking, my Mel Robbins, whoever.
Whoever, whatever.
Get back on
Oh
the
my
horse.
God. I love that story, Jackie. Thank you so much. Tell everyone where they can find your book and you
All
and all that you
right.
do and all the things.
Oh, yes. I don't know when this will come out, but the book will be available June 9th on Amazon,
Perfect.
paperback or Kindle. Working on the audio, but that's where it is for now. And I am just so passionate about this because, like I said, it's something I witnessed working with women. It's something I feel like that we need to understand about our bodies and ourselves and that we're
Yes.
not broken and there's nothing wrong with us. And you need to understand why the antibiotic works. It helps you get through as you're working through all of this and using all of those tools. And there's more ideas in there for everyone, just so you can find what
Perfect.
works for you.
I love it.
So you can
I love it.
win.
So you can win.
We're winning. Kate, we're winning.
We're winning. We're
We are
winners.
winning. We are winners.
I adore you, Jackie. Thank you so much for
Adore you
coming
too.
back on.
Yes.
And what's
Thank you for
your
having me.
website? Did we say? Did we say what?
So JackieMillerCoaching.com and also JackieMillerCoaching.com/book if you just want to go straight to the book website as well. But yes, that's where you can find me. And also my podcast Out of Crazy Town is my handle on a lot of stuff. So if you put
Okay,
Out of Crazy Town on just about YouTube, Instagram, anywhere, you'll find me.
great. Perfect. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Jackie.
Thank you for having me.